Just in Edo State, 4 bandits were captured, and these people were begging. They said that the Edo community should give them another chance, that they will repent. And a lot of people are saying this rubbish must stop because these people don't deserve to be forgiven. And just as I'm talking to you now, popular sheikh in the Fulani are begging the Edo community. They said they should please allow them go, that we are all one Nigeria. Do you agree with this fact that these bandits should be left off the hook after they will know that they've destroyed a lot of farm, a lot of innocent people? Should they be forgiven?
Thank you for having me. I must say that what the Fulani represent in Nigeria is worrisome, because whether we like it or not, what we are seeing happening from Edo State is purely Fulani agenda. Because if you look at, as you can see on your screen, this report coming from Edo State about the arrest of 4 persons who were bearing AK-47 and some ammunition. Their name is very clear, shows that they are Fulani. We are talking about the names that go by Jabi Saleh, Musa Lawa, aka Gambo. Talking about Gaddafi Ilyasu, and Salau Haliru. These are purely Fulani names, you cannot doubt that. And do not forget that recently we had a situation where some about 2 Fulanis were arrested in a hospital, having kidnapped someone, a doctor in Auchi. It happened that they came to the same hospital where they adopted the doctor and his brother to treat their child. The doctor quickly recognized them, alerted the police, and they were quickly arrested. So it's going to show that this level of insecurity we are seeing in Edo State, in Ekmoma, in Uromi, in Auchi, is purely Fulani that is perpetrating this. And some person will be running some narrative that the indigenous are the one doing it. So this is why I totally endorse the position of the president, no matter how the Fulani feel, that we must do state police. Because I've seen that some of these elements who are from the north, who are sympathetic to this terrorism, to these Fulanis, are hell-bent on disturbing federal government from doing this state police. So for me, what the Fulani represent in Nigeria is terrorism. Because we can clearly see the activities in Zamfara, in Katsina, in Benue, in Kwara. Even as we speak, they are already coming to the southern part of the country. Only recently, we saw the burning down of a police station in our local government area of Edo State. And even recently, most recently, we saw the disaliving of a monarch who resisted being kidnapped. So for me, I think we are getting to the point where we must, as urgently as possible, go about the state police. Because, come to think of it, even when Shegumi say, go and negotiate with bandits, go and don't use kinetic approach. These are the same people who, even Buhari in his time while he was alive as the president, told the whole world that most of them are foreigners who come from Burkina Faso, Mali, Libya, especially Libya, according to him, after the fall of Gaddafi. That the only weapon they had, the only training they had is how to shoot gun. These are the same people in Shegumi were telling the world, telling the government, don't fight them with kinetic approach, negotiate with them. You need to wonder, you need to ask, how can you now be negotiating with people who are foreigners, who come into your own sovereignty, holding territory, kidnapping your own people, collecting ransom, and somebody saying...
But do you not think the government should ask themselves that, why is it that people from Anambra cannot go to Sokoto and commit this crime that these people are committing presently? Do you not think it's our time, just like you said, the Fulanis are the problem in Nigeria? Do you not think it's our time the government, or just like they've been doing this in Burkina Faso and other western part or other, in other countries, do you not think the government have what it takes to drive them away from Nigeria?
The government actually have what it takes, going by the Nigerian sovereignty, going by the might of Nigerian sovereign state, but the problem is politics. Because the Fulanis have succeeded in penetrating almost every strata of the society, almost every area of governance, to the extent that even Jonathan, his time as president, acknowledged this. Does it not even worry everybody that even at the level of where a governor can be lamenting, talking about Governor of Kebbi State, who raised alarm after the adoption of those school children in his state, that somebody gave an order that saw the military personnel that were guarding the school withdrawn. So for a governor who's supposed to be the governor and the chief executive officer of his state to start lamenting, you know that it's a worrisome situation. Even a home minister of defense, talking about Christopher Musa, who promised Nigerians that he was going to investigate who gave the order. This is more than 2-3 months after his appointment. Christopher Musa has not told the world, and Nigerians who gave the order. Even the killing of the nuclear general that was disallowed by ISWAP, he equally promised senators why he was being screened, that he was going to investigate how the circumstances surrounding his killing. Because according to him, that as at the time the guy was killed, that he was not supposed to be alone. He was speaking from his experience as a military person, because he rose through the rank of through the military to become, to become a general before he became the chief of defense staff. Of course, before he finally retired, and now he's the Minister of Defense. So it is a very worrisome situation. That is why I preach and continue to sustain my position that we must abolish open grazing, because it has been identified as a subtle way of terrorism. What these people do is they move around under the umbrella of free movement with their cows. They pin down in societies, trying to look at the localities and locations where they will go and attack. Once they identify such, in the night, they go and launch attack. Does it not even worry one? How is it that Fulani is always the problem when it comes to this insecurity? I must say that these are people who came into Nigeria in sometime 14th century, met the indigenous people of Yoruba, Hausa, Igbos, and other ethnic minorities on ground. But surprisingly, in 18th century, they were able to take over Kwara State from the Yorubas, a once Yoruba community. I want to tell you that before they took over Kwara State, the Kwara State was under the command and control of the Alaafin of Oyo. Alaafin of Oyo was the one that used to second Afonja to go and preside over Ilorin. But when Jantalimi had had a relationship with Afonja, over time, in 18th century, the descendants of Afonja successfully took over Ilorin away from the Yorubas. And if you look at what is happening in Kwara currently, you need to ask, does it mean the Fulanis have an unfinished business in Kwara State? Because the Kwara State that used to be a very peaceful environment have now turned to a major epicenter of terrorism. If somebody should tell anyone, in sometime 2010, 2009, when the whole issue of terrorism started, it was largely restricted to Sambisa Forest, to Edo State, to Borno State. If somebody could tell someone that in 2025 or in 2026, that Kwara State will become an epicenter of terrorism, nobody will believe it. But it's happening at our very eyes. A situation where even recently, the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, raised an alarm that the bandits that are being destroyed from the north, we are already hibernating in southwestern forest. A situation that made Amateku then to raise about 2,000 men to flush them out of, dislodge them out of southwestern forest. So it's a worrisome situation that, as quickly as possible, we must address this, because the more we allow it to fester, the more we endanger the lives of Nigerians. Because even as we speak, if they were killed or neutralized or arrested, prosecuted in Zamfara, in Katsina, in Sokoto, in Borno, they will not have time to start coming to the southwest. And if you don't address it fast, they have a potential of spreading to the southeast, south, and everywhere. As it stands, if you want to travel from Lagos State to Delta State to Enugu, you need to start asking people to join in prayer, because the road is no longer safe. Nowhere is safe. And the funny thing is that when they kidnap, the ransom they will demand for is even money that the person have not even dreamt of. How can you kidnap somebody and you are demanding for 100 million, 50 million, as the case may be? It was reported that even that doctor that was abducted in Auchi, that it was through GoFundMe. People raised money online to secure a release. And in the course of the abduction, the brother who they abducted together died in custody, rather in captivity. So for me, I think the Nigerians must unite against this evil called Fulani terrorists. Because it doesn't matter what anybody say about it, it has been demystified. Even when they attempted to assassinate Samuel Otom in his time as governor of Benue State, they came